Amber, I know that you are a big Disney trivia buff.
I am.
All that sort of things. I have one.
Okay.
I might trick you.
Ooh.
Okay, so we are here outside of the Hollywood Brown Derby at Disney's Hollywood Studios in Walt Disney World.
Right.
It's a little known fact about the Hollywood Brown Derby over here, specifically the one at Disney's Hollywood Studios. So you see how like there's the hat up top there?
Yeah, I see it.
Like the neon sign up there?
Yeah.
Okay, so like underneath, you see where that like little line is that's kind of running through it?
Yeah.
Did you know that when it's lit up, it says it's another Disney Unlimited happy hour?
I had a feeling it did.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Disney Unlimited happy hour. I hate these intros, but people apparently like them.
You're so good at them.
My friend Amber is here to join me today. We are at Disney's Hollywood Studios, of course, outside of the Brown Derby, and that can only mean that we are here to try out the Brown Derby Lounge. I've been trying to work my way through some of the more popular like bars and lounges on Walt Disney World property and Disneyland, of course, too, to just show you like, is this worth taking a couple minutes out of your day to come and stop and enjoy a drink or an appetizer, small plate, something like that. So I said, Amber, hey, what are you doing? Do you want to come with me? Let's go to Hollywood Studios, one of our favorite parks that we like to hang out with, and give it a try. When was the last time you were here at the Brown Derby Lounge? Do you remember?
Probably with you.
That's right, baby. I don't know. That would have been forever, but
Long time ago.
I do love to come here. I have some friends, Bill and Diane, friends of the podcast, who whenever we meet, we always do either a baseline tap house or a Brown Derby Lounge, or sometimes both when we're like, hey, you know what? We live once. Amber and I have put our names in on the virtual wait list that is in the My Disney Experience app, and we've already been called. It was literally less of a wait than from the entrance of the park to walk to this area. So we're going to go check in a second, but before we do, I want to let everybody know that this and everything that we do here is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel. They are experts at helping you plan the perfect Disney vacation. When you book with them, it costs you nothing extra on your trip. You help support the channel and all of the content that we produce. So check them out, dreamsunlimitedtravel.com, for a free, no obligation quote today. It is also brought to you by our Patreon supporters. If you want to learn more about how you can get exclusive content from different members of the Diz team like myself, Hannah, Chloe, Jackie, you can head over to patreon.com/DizUnlimited. I've said all that. We've gotten the call. Amber's ready. I'm ready. I'm like a little hungry, so we gotta go get a little item to eat here. Let's go do it, baby.
And drink.
Let's get a drink.
Let's go.
Do the whole thing. Amber, what'd you get today?
Well, today I ordered I'm finding it, grapefruit cake martini.
Ooh.
Would you like me to describe it?
I would love it.
Here we go. Quote, celebrate the taste of the grapefruit cake created at the original Hollywood Brown Derby in the 1940s. Our concoction will delight you with deep Eddie ruby red grapefruit vodka, Stoli vanilla vodka, and a splash of cream. $16.50.
All right, well, I won't delay you any longer. You may sip.
I have been very patient, so here we go. Smells grapefruity. You know, it kind of is like, this is going to sound silly, but a grapefruit orange creamsicle.
Grapefruit orange creamsicle. I can
So
get
imagine
that.
a creamsicle, but grapefruit. That's what it tastes like.
It's good.
It's
you know,
really
they
nice.
don't do, inside they normally have like a little rim on it, and they don't do that outside.
Oh, what's on the rim usually?
Like, it's like cake crumbles, I think, or maybe like coconut or
that
something.
would be very nice. Would you like to try it?
I would, but I'm going to tell you what I got to drink first.
Okay, great.
Because you can also try my drink as well.
Oh, okay.
So Amber got the signature grapefruit cake martini. Somebody has to, I feel like. I just wanted to, we can't go to the Brown Derby and not get it. But another thing that I like to come here for, and my friends hopefully out there are watching this, my friends Bill and Diane. This is one of our stops. We usually do a baseline tap house and a Brown Derby lounge. Sometimes we'll do one or the other. On the best of days, we do both. But I think this is a nice little stop where we go because Diane and I like to have the Hollywood Manhattan. It is described as Buffalo Trace Kentucky Straight Bourbon and Carpano Antica Sweet Vermouth garnished with Luxardo cherries. This is $18.50. I feel like it's great because in my mind, mentally, I always think, what's the classiest, like, classic Hollywood drink that you could have? What would you think of?
I mean, I'm always going to say like an old-fashioned, because it reminds me of like Sinatra, like old school Hollywood,
This is good.
But I can see a Manhattan absolutely being like the quintessential Hollywood drink. I get that.
Yeah, I feel like it lends itself to the theming and the environment, which is really good, which is really fun. Now, if neither of those drinks sound like they're up your alley, there's other things you can get here, like margarita flights, there's martini flights, there is an espresso martini, which I was also tossed up, thinking about getting.
What are the flavors of the margarita flight?
The margarita flight has classic blood orange and pomegranate, and the martini flight is a classic gin, a classic vodka, or a pomegranate.
Oh, okay.
And those are each $16.50 individually, or you can do the flight for $19. And I know they come in like a little carrying case
that's
and
cute.
stuff.
I like that.
Yeah, it is cute. It's nice that you can do that outside. You can also get pours of scotch and bourbon. There's, like I said, the Resposado Espresso Martini, which I like because it's a tequila. I haven't had that one, but I do think I like tequila-based espresso martinis. Just where I'm at. I know, but we'll learn through these videos. But you can also get a Bloody Mary, pomegranate whiskey sour, an old fashioned like Amber brought up, a Paloma. There's a Gin Mule and Florida Collins. But hey, here's the best thing: you can, if you got a friend with you, maybe they're not drinking, or maybe they're a younger person, you can also get. There's like 4 different fun non-alcoholic drinks here as well, which is great. And then there's also beer, cider, seltzer, sangria, and wine as well. So nothing but class.
All right, I'm gonna try your drink now. Okay.
Please.
It smells really nice.
You always say whiskey, but all bourbon is whiskey, not all whiskey is bourbon.
You do always say that, but I that's very nice. There's something about, like, I feel like whiskey has a little bit more smokiness to it that I don't think that bourbon always has.
I'm going to try your grapefruit cake martini.
You haven't had it yet, I'm sorry.
No. Yeah, thanks for offering.
I did offer, actually.
Oh, that's nice. That's dangerous.
Right, but doesn't it taste like a grapefruit creamsicle?
It does. That was actually a really good expression. It's
Thank you.
I feel like it has that creaminess, and then it feels like, because I'm not one who, when I was a kid, if you bite into a piece of grapefruit, it did that thing where you're like
that.
yeah, and you're like, no. So I like that the creaminess kind of cuts through that bitterness a little bit. So it's nice. We've ordered some food too, classing up the place a little bit. We'll tell you about that in a hot second when it gets here. For now, let's just have a little, hey, cheers, my friend. Old sport.
Classy.
Amber and I decided on getting 2 different appetizers on here. We both unanimously voted on escargot. We love escargot. I just got off of a Disney cruise not too long ago, and that is one of the things I look forward to the most on a Disney cruise is these little escargot plates that they bring out, and it's like yum, yum, yum,
No,
yum.
that's
Do you do that too?
Funny to me, though. That's actually where I've had escargot for the very first time.
Me too.
Was on the Wonder, like 15, 20, not 20 years, but like 18 years ago.
I wonder what you thought
First
of
time I ever
it.
had of it. Thank you so much. And it was so delicious that I was like, oh, and you know how on the cruise line, no matter, like, even though you switch restaurants, you can still order like the same thing from the restaurant you were on before?
Yes.
I did
It's a
that
fun little tip.
for all 3 restaurants all night. I was like escargot, 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 and I had it every single night, every single time I went to eat. That's where I fell in love with escargot. Was on
I love it.
the cruise line.
I find actually
That's
it's never
so
as good as
funny.
it is on cruise lines.
It's so good.
Obviously, that means we had to go with the escargot for $19. It's described as coming with roasted garlic bechamel, crispy prosciutto, and a puff pastry. And then we asked our server, lovely server, asked her some recommendations because we were tossed between the sake braised pork belly or the burrata, and we went with the burrata because she said you got a little savory, you got a little sweet. So we got the Grand Marnier liqueur macerated seasonal fruit burrata, described as Lolo Rosa, frisee, caramelized spiced pine nuts, citrus vinaigrette for $13.
We're big burrata ladies.
I love a burrata.
Burrata's
There's nothing
great.
that says class like burrata and Manhattans.
And escargot.
And escargot.
Right.
Oh my God, we're so bougie
We
right
are
now.
so bougie old Hollywood, and I'm here for it.
Escargot and the burrata. What are your thoughts?
Okay, both of them were delicious, and I will give Lena her absolute credit because we were torn between a couple of options, and she was really good at guiding us into things that paired very nicely together. So kudos to Lena. So the escargot I enjoyed greatly, very garlicky, and I really like the prosciutto. Is a very crispy, kind of like a crispy bacon, and that
It was like fancy bacon bits.
yeah, it was like, fancy bacon bits is a great way to put it. But I feel like I liked it because it added a little bit more saltiness and that crunch, and that was really nice. So I think escargot, is always a solid choice, and I love it. The burrata, I was telling Ryno, I liked that it was your classic take of burrata, like you know what burrata is, but then they added this like very like fresh seasonal mix with the salad. Is it what's that called?
It was like I feel like I kept calling it frisée.
Yeah,
it is frisée.
It's
Sorry.
frisée.
Yeah.
So I
calls
always
it
call
roots.
that kind of salad weeds. I'm
Weeds,
not a
that's what you call
fan
it.
of that kind of salad. So I didn't really care for that, but that's just because I don't like the texture, because it does feel like weeds to me. But if you're cool with that, it's nice. The strawberries were the star, though, and Lena said that they mix it with like a citrus liqueur. Is that what she said? Mm-hmm. Like a citrus liqueur, and it's really...
It was Grand Marnier.
Really, really lightly like mixed with it, and it made such a difference. They were so like bright and sweet, and that with the cheese and the yellow pepper was very, very nice. So yes.
Would you get them again?
I would get the escargot again. I would get the burrata again if I was with other people that wanted the burrata.
But you think you'd try something different that
I think
time?
I would try something different if it was just me. I would like to try the wild mushrooms. I thought that sounded delicious. The potatoes au gratin sound delicious. I would try that.
I want to try those.
Yeah, so those are my thoughts.
I know Amber and I spoke about how much we love escargot when we had it on Disney Cruise Line and stuff like that. This one was very good. It was definitely that elevated version of that. It still came out in the cute little pot with like the little snail, and then it had a little puff pastry on top of it. I completely agree. The crispy prosciutto, that's the thing where I was like, I think maybe next time I'd order something that comes with bread, like the charcuterie board or something like that. That way you can like take that bread and then soak in all those juices from that. It needed just like a little breadstick, like an Olive Garden style.
Yeah, that's a good
style
point.
Breadstick.
I agree.
You can take the guy out of the Olive Garden, but you can't take the Olive Garden out of the guy. It's ironic because I don't like Olive Garden, but yeah, that was really good. $19. I feel like escargot is kind of always pricey.
Yeah.
And it's funny that we talked about that on Cruise Line, because that's where I'm always like, I'm taking them for every cent they're worth. We're going to order and order and order and order.
Every time.
I think I liked the burrata more than Amber liked it. I'm not usually like a sweet and a savory person together, especially fruit and cheese. Not usually my thing, but I think maybe it is, because the strawberry on this was like super nice and fresh. Amber was right, that Grand Marnier in here added a really nice, interesting zing to the cheese. Unlike her, I did really enjoy the frisée. I'm a big texture person, so I feel like I did really like that really good crunchiness that the frisée, along with those caramelized spiced pine nuts, brought to the burrata. I feel like it worked all real well. It was very citrusy, very summery, very seasonal, in the best of ways possible. Honestly, that'd be the type of thing where if I was somewhere when we were having like, I don't know, mimosas or Aperol spritz or something like that, that'd be like oh my God, how did I get here? How did I get to this level in life? I'm not this fancy. What's that movie with Meryl Streep and Goldie Hawn? Death Becomes Her. How did I get to this level? I don't know why in my head that's the movie where you're like, how rich can you be? And I'm like, Death Becomes Her. Yes, you've made it. You then have Bruce Willis fixing your body.
Lena said that the burrata is light, and I was skeptical. I was like, when has burrata ever been light? She was 100% correct again. Because it was very light.
Honestly, for $13, I thought it is the least expensive of all the appetizers on here. I don't think that because of that it made it any less. I think I actually liked it better than the burrata that Amber and I shared together at Wine Bar George. She did say that she liked that one better, but
again, they're different flavors. That one was more of a classic burrata, and this was more of a seasonal one. And to your point, it was kind of like that sweet and savory mix with the cheese and the fruit, and that's what made it nice.
Our server, Lena, is wonderful. She told us about there's desserts, there's after dinner drinks. Desserts, I thought it was just grapefruit cake out here, so we're going to take a look at this and figure out some items that I think are going to have to get, because here's the best part about this. I was thinking just like, you pop in, you split in half, you each have a drink or something like that, but I was like, you know what this might be great for is like end of the day dessert spot, or you've come and you've had, I'm trying to think, I was going to say dinner somewhere else, but I'm like, where?
You're not going to Fantasmic, want to get a little nightcap before you leave. That would be, I think, what that would be for.
I think maybe you started at Baseline Tap House and you're coming over here, or maybe you went somewhere. Maybe you were at Woody's Roundup, the barbecue, and you were like, girl, I need a break, you'd come over here. I talked about it earlier. We had to try it because the espresso martini is having its re-emergence, its moment yet again. So we went with the Resposado Espresso Martini. It is Flecha Azul Resposado Tequila, Tia Maria Liqueur, and Joffrey's Coffee Cold Brew for $16.50. Amber has pointed out that normally she feels like it's a little more frothy than this. But I love a tequila-based one, so let's see. I do not care for that.
Oh?
I don't really taste the tequila. I don't know what Tia Maria liqueur is. It just tastes like coffee to me, and I don't think I like it.
Okay, I was like, at first it didn't smell like anything, but I got the coffee after a minute. Yeah, it's not great. I do think that the froth would add like a creaminess that I think it's missing.
The froth happens naturally, though. It's not something you add to it.
Oh, I didn't know that. I assumed that it was added. Okay, well, regardless, I think it could stand to be a little creamier. A little sweeter. It just tastes like iced coffee.
If you use a coffee liqueur,
like boozy iced coffee.
It's the coffee liqueur that usually adds the froth.
Yeah. I would say it's not bad, but it's not my favorite drink we've had tonight.
I looked it up, and Tia Maria liqueur is coffee liqueur, so it is actually interesting that this isn't frothy.
More frothy.
And I don't really get the tequila. And I think I hate Joffrey's Cold Brew because you know what I had the other night, and it was awful here, and I get it every time I'm at Disneyland, is the Black Calf Cold Brew here. It shouldn't even be called the same thing here. It is absolutely awful here. The cream cheese on top of it is not the same. The cream cheese like frosting isn't the same. The coffee's disgusting, and the
is that the thing we had the other night together?
Yeah,
the
terrible.
Coffee?
Yep. That's a fancy drink. What are you sipping?
That's delicious. This is I'm on the wrong side. This is Alberto Dante's Millionaire Cappuccino. Bailey's Original Irish Cream Liqueur, Grand Marnier Liqueur, Kahlua Liqueur, and Frangelico Liqueur for $15.50. It's a lot of liqueur. It is a hot beverage, and it is quite lovely. Actually enjoy it.
Oh, that's it? That's all you're going to say about it? I'm so happy I have you on this.
It's very coffee flavored. I wish there was a little more sweetness. But then again,
it's actually way less sweet than I thought it was going to be.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I wish there was a little more of a sweetness to it. However, with the cinnamon and the foam on top, maybe I'll get sweeter as it goes. I'm not sure.
I definitely get the, there's the nuttiness in there from the Frangelico. I get that a little bit as an aftertaste. And like the Grand Marnier, it's very light. It's
very light.
Very light.
The
but
Kahlua,
I do taste it.
Do you taste the Kahlua?
Yeah, it's all like a little bit of an aftertaste. It's interesting.
It's very light.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good though.
Why don't you try our dessert?
Try our dessert?
Yeah,
okay.
What is it?
Okay. He likes it when I read the descriptions. For dessert, we got poached pears and panna cotta, vanilla bean panna cotta, whiskey and brandy poached petite pears, almond sponge cake, and caramelized Florentine shards. And this is beautiful.
It smells, so good.
Really nice.
It smells like Christmas. Christmas.
Yeah, the vanilla and almond is very...
it's like this cinnamon, almost like I associate a poached pear with sort of like a cinnamon flavor.
It's very...
gooey?
It's very
slimy?
Jiggly.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, me and the poached pears. Smells so good. Oh, so we ordered the right dessert, I guess.
Wow. All right. If you want the sweetness, it's in here. But it's not like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like fruit sweet, because, pears are sweet, obviously. But then having the panna cotta with whatever the jelly is, it's like spiced and it's sweet. It's really, really nice. You need to try it. I need to get some of this almond sponge cake. It's delicious. That's one of the best desserts I've had on property.
Oh, that's high praise.
I can't, like, truly, I can't think of another dessert that I've been like, whoa. It's so different. It's so different, and it's really fresh and nice. You gotta get one with all the layers. You don't eat the whole thing. Give me another bite. Oh, he has said not a word, ladies and gentlemen. Not a word. Stealing it back.
This is a very good dessert. $14. I definitely get the vanilla is coming through in that panna cotta. The poached pears are absolutely like
Fantastic.
they do taste like this little so fancy. Like so, I think I've seen like a poached pear once in my life. I know it's crazy, but and this is just like so good. That sponge cake on top of there, the little piece of the Florentine shard. Yeah, it says
really
it says
nice.
it's caramelized Florentine shards, whatever that is.
Yeah.
It just adds a nice little like crispy
It's like
texture.
almost like a brittle. Like it's
Yeah.
a much crunchier and crispier than I expected it to be.
This is very. I agree with you. I
Do you
think
agree?
this is like it's a very good. It's very delicate. Here's the thing about pear is that I'm always trying to make like a pear gin drink, but pear is such a delicate fruit to use. Like I feel like it's difficult without being like over sugared or like losing itself to the other flavors, but it like all kind of works really well. This
delicious.
is very, very good.
Delicious.
Yeah, I would definitely get this again. We're done with the Brown Derby Lounge. If you've got a couple of questions like, hey, is there an annual pass holder discount on food? I've got an answer for you. It's no. The only people that get a discount on anything in there is cast members get a discount on food. So our total with tip and everything between us was $133. That is with, so we each got 2 drinks. We had the dessert and the 2 appetizers. It is not a inexpensive experience. So I don't know that for me, I would do this every single time I come to Hollywood Studios. However, I think if I was traveling, like if I didn't live down the street.
Like a special occasion.
Yeah, no. I was gonna say I think I would come on every one of my trips as a traveling adult without a child. Adults without kids. Ewoks, like an Ewok, but with an A. I think I would, but as like somebody who lives here locally, it's sort of more of a special treat thing. But I do really like it. I mean, it is open air. I think when it's like this time of year, like early, I'm talking like the very beginning of spring, the fall or the
chilly
winter.
out, still, yeah.
That like it's not unbearable.
Manageable.
Or Amber had mentioned in the video earlier, I think like an end of the evening thing could be really nice out there. And I think it kind of like, because you can still get some of the items from inside. Because there were entrees that you could order
entree
too.
options.
Yeah, I think I would consider coming back. I'm just going to double check really quick because I know I took a picture of the menu and I'm realizing I didn't say that you could get entrees. Like you can get the halibut, the filet mignon. There's root beer brined pork.
Why didn't we get that?
Excuse me? There's a shepherd's pie. There's chicken. The Cobb salad. We could have split one of those. The grilled okra king salmon and the lamb shank. And then, of course, they had the desserts and everything. So I still think it can be a little bit, this experience can be off the cuff. Like a sort of.
Ours was.
I think my mom doesn't like to do the advanced dining reservation thing. So I think that she would really enjoy like this sort of an environment.
You also have to remember that Brown Derby at Hollywood Studios is signature dining. And so in general, it's going to be a higher price menu, just in general. And so if you're going to be doing the lounge, even though it's a lounge, you're still at the Brown Derby. So it is going to be a bit of a higher price ticket.
Yes.
And I also want to remind, we did have 2 drinks and we did have 2 appetizers, but we also had dessert. I forgot about that.
Yes, yeah.
And the dessert was iconic. So I
wasn't upset with anything we ordered.
I do agree that like I think it is a little steep for like what we got. I could imagine if we had gotten drinks and full entrees.
Yeah.
For that price,
I think we'd be sitting in the over 200. I think we would have added another $100.
Then I feel like that would be, I think, more understandable. I was surprised that it was that much for just 2 appetizers, dessert, and drinks. But again, even if you do come for the lounge and you're like, we just want to get a drink and an appetizer,
Apple.
Apple. It could be nice.
I think, so I'm going to say, like, if we cut about $45 off of that,
Yeah.
or maybe like 55, 50-ish with the tip, I think it would have come out to about 75 or 80 for like the two drinks and the 2 appetizers, and it was nice. It was elegant. I do want to say the only thing is it is an open air. When they say lounge, the Brown Derby Lounge, this is the only lounge that off the top of my head, other than like Wilderness, at Wilderness Lodge, Geyser Point is classified as lounge. It's open air, but it has a roof, and it was designed to be like that. This feels like we took our patio, turned it into a lounge, which I'm not against.
That's exactly what they did.
That's exactly what they did. Here's my number one thing. Please, somebody out there at WDI or at Disney's Hollywood Studios or something, Starring Rolls, that's what this used to be called, right? Cafe right behind us here. This has been closed since I was a cast member. I have not been a cast member at Walt Disney World since 2015. Why has, I could be wrong about that date. It could have been 2016 or 17, but still, this whole area, there's plenty, which I appreciate very much. Thank you for having the chairs and the umbrellas out here. Why isn't this the lounge? Why haven't they? You just keep it the same, but kind of fence it all in. I think if they were like, oh, what are the little touches we could do to kind of upgrade our park and our experiences that we do, I would say it's easy. Turn this whole thing into the lounge.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of little pockets in Disney that I feel like they've closed for, X, Y, Z, whatever the reason, and they've just kind of been sitting dormant. But maybe that's coming up. Who knows?
I don't know. Yeah, it's true. Who knows? It's just us daydreaming as people that are in the parks all the time.
And
we were literally in this park together last weekend. So
yeah, and I will also say, I like the lounge. I like that you're kind of able to people watch if you want. I like that Chip and Dale walk by. I do like that. But I will also say, I am somebody who is a little bit of a curvier lady, and the seats are all high top chairs, and it's difficult to get in and out of. And there are these I'm not going to drag it, but that thing, and so they're really heavy. And so you're high up. You're trying to. You
kind of have to do the jump scoot.
Yeah, and jump scoot. It was hard for me to get in and out because I kept knocking the table because I was trying to just squeeze in. But so that I was like, I wish there was more low top tables, easy to get in and out of. But I can also see that it's probably a space thing. High tops probably take up less space and whatever.
I do, but here's the thing. I do appreciate that it exists. I think I would recommend and would get every single one of the food items we got again. I would recommend our first 2 drinks, the grapefruit cake martini.
I really liked that one.
It's a signature item. You got to try it. I think the Manhattan is if you are, if you like a Manhattan or you're looking for the classiest drink you can have, that's what I always think. I think that's worth it. I would not get either of our 2 after dinner drinks again. So those were really the kind of bummer, but I would definitely get that pear dessert again.
That pear dessert.
It was everything. It was what I hoped it would be.
It was so good.
Yeah.
And different, there's always a chocolate cake. There's always a creme brulee. I feel like there's always your kind of old reliables on dessert menus. But I've never seen something like that. And I could be wrong. Maybe it is on other menus in some shape or form. But I've never seen that. And it was delightful. It was so good.
I think this is a great place for somebody that, like me, who feels like they're just a bar person. It's like that elevated experience where you're it's elevated without intimidation. And it can be a nice place to just have a little bit of like you said, a fancy experience, celebrate something nice. It doesn't involve the reservation.
It's low key.
Come in, use your My Disney Experience app, and join the walk-up list. You can always say no thank you later or something like that. I think it's worth doing at least once.
Yeah, I do enjoy it. I obviously am not as somebody who's come to the parks as often as we do. We're not dropping a $130 check every time that we come to the lounge. But if you're doing it once in a while, or you want to do a nice date night, or without
friends are out of town visiting or something.
I think it's low key classy, and that's what I liked about it.
Oh, they've just added an additional showing of Fantasmic this evening. You never know what's going to happen. See, now you can skip the first showing, go to Brown Derby Lounge, and then go watch the second showing. So thank you, Amber, for joining me here
for having me. I love
this
it.
Unlimited Happy Hour. Thank you, everybody out there, for watching and for your continued support. If you are watching this, on YouTube, please like and subscribe to the channel. Leave us comments about where you'd like to see us go next. And of course, if you're listening to this I don't know that I don't put these in the audio feed. If you're somebody who likes the audio podcast and you would like this added to that, I'd love you to drop that comment too. Because the only thing is I don't film it like it's going to be added to the audio, but I've been toying with the idea. So we just want to help you plan we just want to make sure you have the best version of a Walt Disney World vacation that you can have. I got to get out of this corner. Okay, thank you everybody. We'll see you next time with another This Unlimited Happy Hour. Remember, drink responsibly.